Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. Welcome guys to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about 4 characters that have nothing to do with each other. Maybe the first one, the last one. These are character sheets that I got back in the day, right around the time Marvel Series 1 and 2 came out. These things were super cool because you would get how to draw the characters from all angles, get all the information you would need, like from the powers, all the appearances, weapons that they have, relationships or connections that they have with other characters. Actually titled the series Who Then Now. Like, this is how I discovered each one of these characters. And I just really wanted to go into how I viewed these characters as time progressed and their evolution and so on and so forth. Some of them only appear once or twice, or I've never seen them in comic books. I only know them from these character sheets, but I just really wanted to have fun with you guys. And I'm actually pulling them out in the order that I have them in this gigantic stack. So the first one is Shatterstar. Shatterstar, I always thought he was aesthetically, he's a super cool character. He's on X-Force. I guess his design was established by Rob Liefeld. The first time I ever saw Shatterstar in action, he was actually impaled by Wolverine during the Executioner song. I remember just seeing Wolverine just slamming his fist in his stomach, his claws almost popping out through the back. And again, I thought his design was really awesome. I remember his trading card in the X-Men trading card series that was really awesome, illustrated by Jim Lee. He actually got 2 cards, like he got his card and his Danger Room training card. The origins to Shatterstar are insanely convoluted, and they got even worse over time. And I'm not going to get into it because it gets really confusing, but it seems that sort of he's the child sort of Longshot and Dazzler. And there's one interesting aspect to his power set that he very rarely uses. He can make his swords vibrate and use through sound, create these energy blasts. So maybe he got something from his mama. Swords also magical nature, and like later on in the X Factor series, he like cut using these really awesome X cuts, like crossing the swords. He would make these portals so the team could travel across large distances. But like as a character, like even though he's super cool to see, especially in fight scenes, like he adds a lot. And if you want to adorn a page where you have a whole team, having Shatterstar in the back always looks super cool. But he's just a warrior guy that just wants to fight, and he's sort of like really, really one note. There's like very, very little Shatterstar centric stories. Like there's the one where they try to get into his origins. That just it's the whole story. It's a train wreck. They throw in this other mutant called Benjamin Russell, that it might be him. Again, I'm not going to get into it. But and a really funny aspect of Shatterstar is that every time he fights against this character called Reaper, who's on the Mutant Liberation Front, he cuts off one of his hands. Like I always get a chuckle out of every time that happens. So we're going to leave Shatterstar behind. Character that just looks really awesome, but sort of bland. Sort of one note. We go to Red Raven. This actually, in the first packet of these character sheets that I ever got, the first one I opened the packet and we got Red Raven, whom he's a Golden Age character. Like he's been in Marvel before Marvel even was Marvel. Back during the Timely era, I think Jack Kirby worked on Red Raven when he started off. Might be wrong. He was introduced into the modern era of comic books in X-Men 33, I think. No, 44, X-Men 44. The dude has mechanical wings. I think his backstory is his parents flying a plane crashed into this cloud city. They died. He survived. These bird people take care of this kid. They give him this mechanical wings. Later on, he fights in World War II. Like in a lot of invaders or invaders adjacent type of stories, you're going to see Red Raven flying in the background. Like he's always sort of there. You can see his big red wings, but like there's not, at least to my memory, like outside he crossed paths with the X-Men. Then he fights a couple times, I think, against Namor. I remember seeing this annual where there's this female Red Raven. I tried to catch up with the character to see if he popped up as of late. It seems that he had a crossing with the Inhumans. But outside of that, like, he's not a very used character. So we're going to leave Red Raven behind. We're going to get to a more obscure character, Wind Warrior. So like I tried to look up this character to see what I could find, and like she didn't even have a wiki on the Marvel fan page. I just couldn't find anything about her. She was part of this team created by this villain called Seth, who was part of the Egyptian pantheon, who was fighting against the Asgardians. He creates this team called Earth Force to fight against the Asgardians. She's one of the team members. What I found really hilarious, well, it's not hilarious, like, this is super 1980s. Like, they would get really dark out of nowhere and then just gloss over it like it was nothing. Like, the lady wants to commit suicide because her child died, her husband had left her. Seth pops up and says, like, I'll give you powers to save your life, give your life meaning. And she becomes Wind Warrior. And she probably only appears in 7 issues. She has wind powers. And outside of that, to my knowledge, I might be wrong, she never appears again. And last but not least, for the Who Then Now series, we got Havok. This is his X Factor uniform that I really love. I have a real soft spot for this uniform. This particular time of X Factor 2 was really, really good. Like from the Muir Island saga all the way up to the Age of Apocalypse, he was really cool. Like, I do like his original costume more because you can see the effects of his powers. He absorbs cosmic ambient energy and just shoots it out. And I actually remember the first time I actually saw Havok in anything was actually in the Wolverine LJN game. He was like this is the screen clearing character. He would walk in on the screen and just clear all the enemies. Then I remember seeing him in Marvel Series 1 with his classic costume with the headdress and on the X-Men card. And then this character's been through a lot. Then he was the leader of X Factor. Then after the Age of Apocalypse, he sort of goes crazy and becomes a bad guy. Then Marvel sort of walks that back and says he was like infiltrating the bad guys, Dark Beast, and he wasn't a villain. I've seen 1 billion times. Then he went off to the Mutant X universe. That was a really cool series. I had the whole run, and for some reason I traded it off, and I like, oh, what a dumb mistake. That was a really good run. Then he came back to Earth. He joined the Imperial Guard. Not the Imperial Guard, the Starjammers. Went off into space during the War of Kings. Then he came back. He became part of the Avengers, the Uncanny Avengers. Became the Avengers team leader. Then after Axis, he becomes a villain again. And as of late, like he was on the Hellions. Those issues haven't reached Argentina, but Havok as a character in general, like I like him a lot more. Cyclops is really cool. They really built up Cyclops over the past couple of years. I like him a lot more. I think he's a super cool character. But like Havok's always been my go-to character, my favorite Summers brother. So I really want to go back and get like a compilation of the whole X Factor run. I think Peter David was the writer during that time, so it was really good writing. So I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it, and see you guys next time. Bye.